The atmosphere still looks extremely tense where you are. Just describe what you are seeing and hearing.
Becky, I apologize. As you can see, police are using tear gas here, trying to push back the protesters so as not to get to the National Assembly. If you can see, my eyes are tearing up because of how much tear gas police are using here. It's quite a dramatic scene, and it's been for almost 12 hours. This is this police presence here. I have covered a lot of protests in Nairobi. I have never seen it quite like this. I've been covering protests since 2007, and this is one of the most extraordinary police presences I've seen. You see, using tear gas canisters, pushing them to the protesters, who in most instances are sending them right back to the police. The police throw a tear gas canister, they push it right back to them. But that's just those that you see directly. Fabs here, here's one that's about to just... That is the sound of Nairobi today, not just on this street, but on lots of many other streets where police are trying to push back largely peaceful protesters. They keep saying again and again that we are peaceful. Do not disperse us in this way. But police keep doing this. If they're not using tear gas, they're using water cannons to push back these protesters who are just trying to tell the government that life has become too expensive for them. These protests are about overtaxation. It began with the finance bill, so unpopular that eventually, after public outcry, some proposals were dropped. But there's still so many of them that are on the table, and these protesters, many of them young people, Gen Zs. I've met people as young as 18 on the streets of Nairobi today who say they're here because their parents could not, because their grandparents could not, but they're here to make sure that the government of President Ruto listens to them. There's police here from every contingent. There's horseback, cops on horseback back there. I think there's probably about 200 policemen in just this street alone, Becky. So quite a dramatic scene here in Nairobi. Not a good look for President Ruto, who has said again and again that he understands the plight of the common man.
I just want you to give us a sense of exactly where you are. I mean, we've just been watching tear gas being fired sort of next to you and beyond the shot that we could see. So get the cameraman, if you can, just to sort of open the shot for us and give us a sense of exactly where you are. What are these buildings around you?
Okay, so we are about a few hundred meters away from Kenya's National Assembly. Fabs, if you could show back there, this is the route leading to Kenya's parliament, and these police are here to make sure that the protesters do not get to parliament, which is currently voting on the finance bill. All these activities to make sure that these protesters don't get as far as the National Assembly. So this is Nairobi City Hall. This is where a lot of government buildings are, and they are constantly pushing back the protesters back there, these young people that are not getting pushed back. They keep giving back the same energy that the police are giving them, Becky.
The Kenyan protests, as I understand it, have largely been organised on TikTok, and as you rightly point out, they comprise of Gen Z, a lot of youngsters. Social media, obviously, enormously accessible there. Is there a likelihood we're going to see a crackdown on social media, or do you feel at this point things are calming down somewhat?
Things do not appear to be calming down. And yes, a lot of this has been organized on social media, TikTok. This revolution will be TikToked, and these young people are fearless. I have seen older people protest in the streets over the last 2 decades covering politics here, but this generation is fearless. They keep getting pushed back, and they are not getting pushed away. So President Ruto has said he's a Democrat, that he would never shut down social media like some other African countries have done. But also this level of organization is extraordinary. This level of planning that these young people have, the use of technological tools, has been exceptional. That has been the scene all afternoon. We're coming up to 6 p.m. here. Police still keep trying to do that, and the young people are not going away, Becky.
Is this like, I mean, The understanding is this bill is likely to pass, correct?
It will very likely pass. President Ruto's party has the majority in the National Assembly and in the Senate. So despite opposition, it looks likely that if everybody votes according to what the government wants, because these proposals in the finance bill came from the executive, if they vote according to party lines, this will still pass, despite huge opposition to this across the nation, including places that traditionally voted for President Ruto's party.
Good to have you. Stay safe. Thank you.